Hello people, LP Loco again. This time I'm going to show you my Whitesnake and Status Quo records that I have. Two great British bands here in the US, very underrated, especially the latter one, Status Quo. They are a huge band in Great Britain, as big as the Beatles, Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, any of those bands. But here in the US, very underrated band, only had one hit back in the late 60s, which was Pictures of Matchstick Men. Of course, their style of music after that is just kind of like a three-bar boogie woogie rock and roll. Maybe that's why here they never did catch on, even though they're a great band. Anyway, Whitesnake, great band, had some success, big success here in the 80s, but after that they kind of disappeared. But I've been huge always overseas, especially in Europe and in Asia. And here we go. Start with Whitesnake's latter 90s album, latter 80s album actually, Slip of the Tongue. Great album. It's a Fool for Your Loving that they did redid again for this album. Slip of the Tongue, Judgment Day. Pretty good album actually. After that, Whitesnake. I don't know if I can call this the Whitesnake album simply 1987. So it's a huge seller here with Still of the Night and Here We Go Again. And great playing by Adrian Vandenberg and Steve Vai on guitars, Rudy Sarzo, Tommy Aldrich. Great band backing up David Coverdale. Huge hit. Slide It In, an album that basically got me into Whitesnake when it came out in 82, 83, I believe. Love the title song Slide It In, and the band. If I'm not wrong, I think at this point Bernie Marsden was still in the band. Fantastic album also. The cover is also pretty cool. Come and Get It, one of their late 70s releases, close to the 80s. Early Whitesnake is also a fantastic vehicle for David Coverdale's great voice. I consider him to be one of my top 5 rock and roll singers. And this is one of the albums Why. Whitesnake, Ready and Willin'. Also, you can see there the cover of the early incarnation of Whitesnake with this time it was Ian Pace on drums. Then afterwards it was Cozy Powell, who had passed away in the mid-90s, who played with Whitesnake a lot. Love Hunter. I don't know if this cover was actually banned. I'm not sure. It might have been due to the picture of the woman. Still a great album. And the first album, David Coverdale's Whitesnake, or called Snakebite. Also, saw recently a video of Whitesnake in Barcelona. They were performing Here I Go Again, and it's a great video. Definitely recommend all you fellow YouTubers check it out. You'll see the crowd participation was fantastic also. So this is David Coverdale's first album with Whitesnake. Well, I slipped in The Firm by Jimmy Page. It was a decent band he did. The drummer of AC/DC for a while, Chris Slade I think his name is, was also part of the band. Radioactive was, I think, one of their only hits they had. Mean Business. Of course, having a singer as Paul Rogers in the band didn't hurt either. Another one of my favorite singers of all time, the ex-singer of Free, Bad Company, and now singing with Brian May and Taylor in they call Queen, even though I don't agree with that. Queen would be only with Freddie. Okay, here it is. This is an import, greatest hits of Status Quo, their earlier material, stuff like we talked about before, like I said, about Pictures of Matchstick Men. This is more of their psychedelic input, if you can call that. Their first album was more psychedelically, and of course their albums after that evolved into their now more three-bar boogie music, which of course is very popular in Europe, especially in Great Britain. This is a box set also imported of Status Quo's hits. This has the early hits also, and it has the later 70s and early 80s hits on it. I always did enjoy Status Quo a lot since I was raised in Spain 13 years, where they were pretty big there also, and all their records came out there. So I used to listen to them a lot on the radio there. But our Status Quo album, this is Rockin' All Over the World. That, if I'm not wrong, that Fogerty song, John Fogerty song, and was a huge hit for them also. That cover that they did of the song. They were in Live Aid, as I'm sure some of you will know. They played there. Good album. And also there's another import of Status Quo. It's a 2-double album called the File Series. Pictures of Matchstick Men, This has, if I'm not wrong, great songs like Down the Dust Pipe, which is another great Status Quo song. Other great songs, Spinning Wheel Blues, I also like a lot. Poor Old Man is good. Ice in the Sun is definitely another great song of theirs. So it has a total of, like it says on the cover, 29 songs, 29 tracks, and pictures inside of them, early pictures of them. This was produced by Pi Records in Great Britain. So there you have it. Hope you've enjoyed my quote collection. This is LP Loco saying, have a great one. Peace out.